Alan Schweiger with CE Pro. We're previewing CEDIA Expo 2019. We have Joe DeJesus, CI Product Manager for Lenbrook, joining us today. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you for having me.
So Lenbrook, you guys have multiple brands that you show dealers every year at the CEDIA Expo. Sounds like you must have a lot of products this year that you're excited to show dealers.
Well, this is a very, very big year for Lenbrook. Between NAD and PSB, we're launching 9 new products. So our boys in engineering have been quite busy.
Wow. Well, why don't we start on the NAD side? What's going on there?
So on the NAD side, we're introducing 2 new distribution amplifiers, which basically build on the heritage of that great NAD sound, but introduce the feature set that will make the product relevant in the CI space. So you're looking at an IP-based amplifier, which we've got a great web-based interface, which allows you to manage and completely calibrate the unit from the ins and outs, as well as a full DSP calibration that you can do with it. Also have the ability to reach out or reach into it remotely to look at diagnostics and to manage a few features. 2 platforms. So we have the an 8-120 and an 8-150 platform. Both of them are DSP. But the really big difference between them is it's not just a mere 30-watt difference between the 120-watt platform and the 150-watt platform. The platforms are radically different than each other. By the time you get to the 150 platform, you're looking at a real audiophile level of performance, a high level of refinement, which is commonly, it's very rarely found in the rack space, that you can have something that sounds that good but behaves itself in the rack space and can be deployed easily. Following up on that, we have the T778, our new audio-video receiver that is basically a refinement of what we established with the T777. All we've basically done, or not all we've basically done, we've introduced 2 new channels. So we've gone from 7 channels up to a 9-channel platform. We've refined the design cues considerably. So now it fits into a 3U rack space. And the way the customer interfaces with it is quite different. We have a touch screen, which can bring up album art and allow you to interact with it quite differently than the predecessor. By the time we actually launch, it'll have AirPlay 2 feature, which was in fairly high demand. We've also introduced a couple of features to it that you can reach in remotely and govern.
All right, and how about on the speaker side? What do you have with what's new at PSB?
PSB has been very busy as well. Quite a few products introduced in that one. So starting with an angled in ceiling speaker that basically fills out our custom series of in ceiling architectural. And that basically, simply put, it's an angled in ceiling speaker based on a 6.5-inch platform that gives you that kind of audio cues in a room that you would need when an angled in ceiling speaker is basically the only solution that you can have. So it has that kind of 3-dimensionality to it. It has that wonderful PSB kind of tonality and dispersion. So we're quite excited about that. It's angled in ceiling speakers are becoming more and more prominent. Following up on that, we have 3 new architectural subwoofers. So we have 2 in-wall subwoofers. So we have a dual 8-inch platform, which can be used in both retrofit as well as new construction situations. Very tight, very precise kind of 8-inch drivers that can be deployed to have a very strict kind of musical as well as home theater presentation. Wire management and all, we've really paid attention on that one to make sure that it gives the installer what he needs in order to do his job very well. We have an in-room 10-inch subwoofer, which I think is probably going to be the darling of the PSB lineup this year. It's very sleek. It will certainly make an interior designer happy and an architect. But don't let the size fool you. It actually performs and fills up a very, very large room envelope, and gives the system designer 3 different ways that he can apply it, whether it be on a plinth that we provide, whether it be on its back and discreetly put somewhere, or it can be actually screwed to the surface of a wall to, really narrow out the footprint in the room. So we're quite excited about that one. Another one that's very, very dear to my heart is an in-wall 10-inch subwoofer, which we will be offering, that rather than coupling itself through dog ears to the drywall, it couples itself to the stud bay to really, really drop the resonance that you can get from a lot of in-wall subwoofers. The design is that kind of interesting. So other than dropping the resonance considerably, it allows for a very, very sleek grill work application that keeps it very, very tight to the wall and very aesthetically pleasing. These three subwoofers will all be powered by a PSB subwoofer amplifier that was created specifically for them. So this 1U rack amplifier will govern up to 2 of these subwoofers at a time. And of course, it has built-in EQs in order to be able to shake hands and get the most out of these 3 new subwoofers that we're introducing. Last but not least, we're introducing our newest generation of performance on-wall speakers that really build on the heritage of what we've done previously with the Imagine W1, which sonically did a tremendous job and was very well received. But now we believe that we can increase the performance fairly dramatically from what we had in the past, as well as have the kind of design cues and install cues that will make everybody involved happy, whether it be an interior designer or the person who actually has to install it into the room. The performance aspect of the product is really what's going to shine.
Great. And so it sounds like you guys have a ton of installation-friendly features with this year's products. Naturally, installers are going to be walking the show floor. They'll be going to a lot of sound rooms, demo rooms. When they go to the Lenbrook booth, is there one sort of overriding message or takeaway that you really hope that they leave with?
I think what Lenbrook hopes they will take away from it, what we hope is not lost on them, is that we are, or have been, whether it be NAD or PSB, a true audio company. That's where our heritage is. That's the pedigree that we came from, and we're not prepared to compromise that. It will sonically be a PSB product. It will sonically be an NAD product. So expect that level of performance which will not be sacrificed, but we are introducing design cues to make sure that we are completely and utterly relevant to the system designer, to the project manager, to the installer. We don't believe that the two things are mutually exclusive, and that's what we hope to be able to demonstrate or get across to the installers.